Okay, so today we're going to have a look at the importance of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So, Maslow's hierarchy of needs came around, the theory came around 1943, and it has revolutionized how we look at motivation today. Initially, we're going to understand a little bit more about the theory, and then we can see how it applies. So, Maslow recognized the difference between our primary and secondary needs, which means that initially we all about survival. We have to drink, we have to eat, we have to sleep, we have to feel safe, we have to, create a shelter for ourselves emotionally, physically. Um, then safety is something that we want to protect by resourcing ourselves spiritually and physically. And finally, well being is just as vital and just as important for our survival. And that is the emotional need for connection, for love, for that sense of emotional security and safety, that sense of belonging, and uh, being protected by the clan, as we had been in ancient times, being protected by our caregivers through those nurturing and loving looks. Um, and so all of these then create our connection to ourselves. Um, and so doing provides us to make space for motivation, um, which arises from hope. Um, and it is that life force that makes life worth living. So these are the building blocks to nourish our self image. Are we loved? Do we feel worthy? Uh, how does this affect the way we see ourselves? How does this affect our nervous system? Do we feel safe? Do we belong? Can we contribute? So, by having a sense of safety, which is so important in establishing when we're very young, we can regulate our nervous system so that we can breathe, relax, and provide ourselves the space to be inspired and create. Creation, in turn, provides that sense of achievement, capacity, self worth, self esteem, and that comes from the miracle of witnessing our own creation process. So, having our values in place, for example, experiencing and appreciating the importance of nurturing others beyond ourselves. For example, nurturing a good friendship, a partner, a child, a parent, a preacher, a counselor. However, it is that we can create the space for that motivation to nurture and connect, builds up an energy in that reciprocal connection, in that give and take, in the sharing, that is allowing our true potential to blossom. It allows us to flourish and self actualize. So, this is what we mean by thrive, not strive. And for us to do that, we want to make sure that our primary needs, um, firstly, of course, being able to be, hydrated and sleep and nourished. I mean, basic functions of the body. Because, of course, if we're hiding from threat or we're scrounging around for our next meal, well, we're hardly likely to be inspired to painting. However, if we've had those needs met, food, shelter, sleep, then it's very, very important that our emotional soul is also fed. Are we loved? Are we attended to? Are we soothed when we are young to learn trust in the world? And so, if we have those in place, then we can attend to other aspects of connection, in connection to ourselves, and that is through our creation. So, inspiration, which Einstein coined as genius, is our most important cultivation tool for well-being. It's a very important part of connection to ourselves and to others by connecting through our creative mind and soul. How can we creatively work with ourselves, with our moods, regulate our own nervous system? How do we work creatively with others to have that sense of belonging? How are we in alignment with our higher values? What is important in life? Are we gentle and kind to ourselves in learning to achieve those qualities? Do we recognize our own contributions? Do we give ourselves a pocket of joy every day? What do we do to create that alignment to our higher selves? Do we value and reward ourselves for our little daily milestones? Do we do that for others? Do we recognize our own contributions? These acknowledgements sow the seeds of self-esteem, and these form the foundation for success. And when we do motivational interviewing, for example, for people who feel lost, who feel disconnected, who don't feel they have a sense of belonging, we always come to these higher values, you know, their love of their children, their love of their family, their wanting to belong, as we all do. And that is how we actualize ourselves. Till the next time.